Welcome back to the O Hockey Show, and we are talking about the playoffs because today is the day that it all starts. April 17th, as you can see on my little calendar, that today is playoffs day. It starts, and this is one of the matchups happening today. Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild, the two teams with I guess technically not like a real history, but I guess because one moved to the other and doesn't matter. Minnesota versus the Stars. So, second and third in the Central Division. These two teams in the regular season. 2-0-2 where the Stars did not lose in regulation against the Minnesota Wild. 2-2 for the Wild during this season against the Stars. So, interesting there. So, the Stars collecting points out of all the games that they played against the Wild. The Wild winning 2 of them, but losing the other 2 in regulation. So, no points. So, there you go. Going into the playoffs, the Stars are pretty hot right now. 8-2 going into the playoffs in their last 10. They're on a 6-game winning streak for this month so far. They're looking very hot going into it. They're shooting stars right now, looking very good. The Wild, on the other hand, looking not too good. Well, not bad really either. 5-3-2 in their last 10, and they are currently 2-5 in the month of April, so not looking too good there. That is not what you want to see getting this late in the playoffs. And their 2 wins they got against, I think they were like against Vancouver, I think, and like not a team that very impressive. And I think the losses were against teams like like Vegas or something. So not very good losses or wins there against playoff team losses. Beating small teams, I guess a win's a win. But anyways, the stats, though, on paper, Dallas is looking kind of good. 7th in the NHL when it comes to goals for with 281 on the season. Goals against 215, which is 3rd. So they are up there in the standings when it comes to those two stats. The Minnesota Wild, though, 239 goals for, 23rd in the NHL, and I believe that is the last or second to last among playoff teams. So that is not good. That is not what you want to see. But they're 6th when it comes to goals against with 219. So looking pretty good there. Pretty high up there in the standings. Only issue is that they're playing against one of the 5 teams above them when it comes to goals against. So unfortunate there for the Minnesota Wild. Now, goals for per game for the Stars, 3.43 goals for averaged over the season, and 200.62. What the hell is wrong with me? 2.62 averaged goals against per game. Now, these are interesting to me because the Minnesota Wild, 2.91 goals for per game. Now, think about this. Just think about this with me really quickly. So, they usually they usually score 2.91 against the other teams. With the Stars 2.62 in the season, those numbers are pretty relatively similar. You got to think that they kind of make sense. So you can imagine Minnesota against the Stars averaging 2 to 3 goals a game, right? The Stars average 3.43 goals per game. Minnesota 2.67. So if you want to match those two up, you can imagine that the Stars most likely are going to be scoring about 3 goals a game. So just on paper, just looking at some really simple statistics, you got to think like, okay, so most games are going to go like 3-2. And the Stars have the advantage. They score more. They have better defense. It just writes itself there on a platter. But who are the guys making these plays happen? Top guys for the Stars, Jason Robertson. Freaking superstar, 23-year-old Jason Robertson, 109 points this year, most for a Dallas Star ever in history. 46 goals, 63 assists, absolute stud. Jamie Benn, the comeback guy this season, the captain with 33 goals and 78 points, looking very good from the power forward. And Pavelski, the old man Joe Pavelski, 28 goals, 44 assists, 77 points, looking good as ever. Joe Pavelski is the Minnesota Wild. Kirill Kaprizov, we know the story there. Stud, however, got injured not halfway through the season, but missed a lot of a big chunk of the end of the season, though, so only coming up with 75 points this year. So that is not too good for the Wild. I mean, they're already obviously not good at generating a lot of offense. Yes, 75 points is good, but guess what? Clayton Keller had more than that, and he's on the Coyotes. And the Wild, only 23rd in the NHL when it comes to scoring goals, not very good there either. The Stars got a big advantage offensively there, and they outdo them on defense. Just saying, things are right in a little bit of a path here for me. Zuccarello, 67 points, second on the team. The Norwegian guy, pretty good, I guess. And Matt Boldy, the rookie, second year. I still count second-year guys as rookies. Matt Boldy with 63 points this year. I mean, the guy looks so good. I know some players are saying that he's the best guy that they've ever played with, and I believe it. I just think he needs to find that. I just think he's looking for his Jack Hughes moment. I was always said with Jack Hughes, it's just like he just didn't have those guys to give him that boost to go to superstardom, right? Matt Boldy, I think he's just looking for that too. I know he's surrounded by some pretty top guys, but I think Matt Boldy's just looking to break out, and I do believe he could be the best guy that guys like Jack Hughes have ever played with. And I think Cole Caulfield's actually the one that said that. So Matt Boldy, wouldn't deny it. I think he could be that breakout guy. But between the two teams, I mean, just such a higher ceiling for the Stars to the Minnesota Wild. Just so much higher scoring there. And I know scoring might not be everything, but playing defense too. Yeah, Minnesota's great at playing defense, but the Stars are better at it. They are better at it. So it just seems so obvious here. Now, in net, still the Stars are outbeaten the Minnesota Wild with Jake Ottinger. Otter in net. When it comes to playoffs, I don't know. I know he hasn't actually, I don't think he's won a series yet. I think he was a part of the team when they went on their Stanley Cup Finals run, so I guess he kind of did. But that was with Khudobin, but I think he showed up. Whatever. When it comes to the playoffs, I know it's a small sample size, but Jake Ottinger is a freaking beast when it comes to the playoffs. He does not let anything pass him that is soft, weak, or stupid. This guy is so good in net when it comes to the playoffs. And in the season, he's 37, 11, and 11. Pretty good numbers there. Pretty good. I would say those are pretty good. 237 goals against average. That's pretty good. Pretty good in my eyes. And he's got a 9.14 of the season. Let me say that again. It's a 9.19 save percentage of the season. So, pretty good numbers all around from Jake Ottinger, but the guy doesn't care. He doesn't care about the regular season. He cares about the playoffs. And in the playoffs, he is a beast. I mean, his saves are just phenomenal. He never gives up. Otter, just a beast in the playoffs. Minnesota, on their hand, Fleury or Gustafsson is the question. Do you go with the guy with the playoff experience or the guy who's looking pretty? I mean, they both look good in the playoffs. I think most people are projecting Gustafsson to start. I personally would go with Fleury, but I guess he did kind of fail you last time in the playoffs. He didn't look too good, but Gustafsson's never been there. I don't know. I really think this is a back-and-forth situation. I think you got to start one, then the other, and just see who's playing better. I think you got to go back and forth. But to start off the series, who do you start with? I personally, I think I would rather actually go with Gustafsson, kind of the whole New Jersey Devils thing, where it is like this is his opportunity to shine for the first time. Throw him out there, let him be a beast. I mean, he looks like a beast. I mean, you seen the guy? He looks like the abominable snowman with a tan, sort of, because the whatever. So I don't know. Whichever one you put on want to put in net, they're gonna be good. But Jake Ottinger is there. So really, this one boils down, in my eyes, that the Stars are the better team, and they just need to play like it. Though they're gonna win if they just play like they are. In past seasons, I know the story with them is that they can't produce offense when it comes to the playoffs. Last year, especially against the Calgary Flames, they just couldn't get anything going for them. They were so close to beating them, too. They just needed some more offense out of their guys. And Peter DeBoer, I think there's a stat that he's never lost in the first round, and I believe it. Being a Sharks fan, I've seen what the guy can do. For some reason, playoff runs are his specialty. The guy's an underrated coach, if there ever was one. Deserves the Coach of the Year award. Maybe not for this year, but just in general, he's one of the most underrated coaches because every team he goes to is successful. Maybe they don't get to the Stanley Cup Finals, but you know how hard that is. It's just unfortunate. I mean, he's gotten to the finals. He just hasn't won the actual big deal cup. So, unfortunate for Peter DeBoer. But the Stars, Peter DeBoer, he makes offense happen. The Stars are going to get what they need this year out of that. Peter DeBoer's never lost in the first round. They're the better team overall. And really, the Stars, they're so deep. The Stars are a very deep team, especially with their moves to get guys like Dadonov and guys like Domi, which helps them out even more. Guys like Wyatt Johnston on the team already. Just such a deep team. At least the top three lines. If you want to go to the fourth one, I like the fourth line too. Overall, so deep they are as a team that really the key for the Stars to win is they just need to shut down the Minnesota Wild's top line from scoring goals and their depth. The Wild's depth is not very good at all. Not very good at all. Maybe when it comes to playing physical, sure, but when it comes to depth and scoring, the Stars are going to have a way with them, and really the key is to shut down those top lines. Shut down Kaprizov from making any star-studded plays. Shut those guys down. The depth isn't going to be getting the scoring that they need to win, and that's going to be the key. Because the Wild, on the other hand, for them to win, they need to not rely on Krill. They need guys like Kaprizov, Zuccarello. They're going to need guys like Boldy. They're going to need everyone from the team, from bottom to top, to be scoring goals. They need Eriksson Ek to be showing up. And if they get that, because the way the Wild win is Kaprizov plays like Kaprizov, and he gets like a goal per game, and they hope that like guys like Eriksson Ek, and then maybe a guy down the wing scores a goal too, and they get those 3 goals, and they can shut down the Stars from scoring and get those 3-2 wins, right? That's the pavement for the pavement. That's the pathway for the Minnesota Wild's success in this series. The way they lose is if Kaprizov is shut down and they have to rely on those back end guys to be scoring. That's not going to be good. Also, they need to shut down the Stars. Very good team in the Stars on offense. If they can shut them down, now they do have pretty good defense back there. They've got a great goalie. They have a great depth on the defense with John Klingberg's on the team, former Star, right? They got some very good defense back there. I mean, I know Klingberg's not a defensive defenseman, just was throwing out a defenseman's name, but play good defense, play physical, play back, and play smart, play safe. You don't want to give anything up to the Stars. They are such a momentum team. Once they get going, they are zooming. They are looking deadly when they get the puck and they're going. Slow down the game, play safe, and don't make any stupid plays. Sure, when Kaprizov's out there, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But with those bottom end guys, play safe. Play along the boards. Keep in the middle. Shut them out from the out. Don't let them get to the inside. And that's going to be scary too. Don't let their defense run with the puck. Guys like Heiskanen, guy can do whatever he wants to. Like, shut down their guys. Played solid defense. Depth guys, shut them down. Bottom 2 lines of the Wild, they need to shut down the Stars. Maybe find a couple goals in the series and get Kaprizov going. Kaprizov, don't let him get shut down. Don't let him be shut down by the Stars. And that's really it. So really, in my eyes, it boils down to the Wild will win if Kaprizov is going and they can find the secondary scoring. The Stars will win if they can stop Kaprizov from scoring and they just play as usual. And that's how the Stars win. In my eyes, I have no doubt in my mind the Stars don't win this one. I see a couple people picking Minnesota. I'm not a fan of it. I don't see it happening. The Stars, they've got everything better than the Wild. Offense, goaltending, defense, momentum, skill, speed, playoff experience. The Wild, I know they've made it in the last 4, but they've never won any of them. Like, the Wild, they're just not in it this year, and they're just not in it, and it's just not going to happen. So, my pick is Wild in 5. I mean, Stars in 5. And that is all I got to say. So, thank you for watching this. Please, I'm begging you, pick up your free subscription down below. Please, please. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.